Hello students, how are you? Today in this session we are going to discuss about the types of tissue. In previous class we have discussed about the different tissues, okay. Like we have discussed about the epithelial tissue, connective tissue, and we have started with the muscular tissue. In muscular tissue also we have talked about the how many types of muscular tissue are present. Okay, means there are approximately 639 types of muscular tissues are seen, but they are broadly classified into 3 different categories that we are going to discuss today. So let's give the heading, that is the types of tissue. Okay, types of tissue, which are sorry, not types of tissue, it is types of muscular tissue. Types of muscular tissue. Okay, so here we are dealing with the muscular tissue. Yesterday we have discussed many different points of the muscular tissue. Okay, now today let's start with the different types of the muscular tissue. Basically there are 3 different types of muscular tissue. Okay, so first it is the cardiac muscles. Okay, then second, skeletal. And third, smooth. Third is the smooth muscles. Okay, so here we are dealing with the 3 different types of muscular tissue, and we will be discussing about 3 different muscles within the human body. Okay, so here we have 3 different types, which are those cardiac muscles, skeletal muscle, and the smooth muscle. So we'll start with the first, that is the cardiac muscle. Okay, and we'll understand various different characteristic features under this cardiac muscles. So where exactly the cardiac muscles are present? Cardiac muscles are, they are present in myocardium of, they are present in myocardium of heart. Okay, so myocardium, that is the muscular layer present on the heart, can be referred as the myocardium. Okay, and this region consists of the cardiac muscles. And next, in this type of muscles, in this type of muscles, the sarcolemma is not well defined. What is sarcolemma? That is the plasma membrane of the muscular tissue. Okay, that is the sarcolemma. So here the sarcolemma is not well defined. The next, muscle fibers, or this type of muscle fibers, are, these type of muscle fibers are cylindrical, branched, and with intercalated disc at junctions. Okay, so this type of muscles, or this type of muscle fibers, they are cylindrical. When we look after the structure, we'll understand how these muscle fibers are cylindrical. then they are branched, they are attached to each other. Then they have the intercalated disc, okay, at their junctions wherever they are attached. So what is the function of the intercalated disc? The function of the intercalated disc is to form the bonding between these muscle fibers, okay, that is cardiac muscles. If we look after the structure, we will look after the structure so that we can understand how they are attached to each other, okay. The next, they are faintly striated. Striated in the sense, the structure, okay, may have certain striation or they may have certain stripes onto it, okay, or it will have the bands onto it. That bands are faintly present, okay. So what called as they are faintly striated. The next, they are involuntary in nature. Involuntary in nature, okay. Now what is meant by voluntary and involuntary? See, voluntary means whenever we can regulate the activities of that particular muscles, okay, or any kind of tissue, that kind of tissue or muscle can be referred as the voluntary type, okay. When we talk of the biceps, like here biceps or triceps, okay, collar muscles, or even the chest muscles, okay, when we can expand them, okay, we can decrease them. So that depends upon our muscular activity or the physical exercises we do, okay. So what we can regulate them, okay, we can move our hands like this, okay, we can do any kind of physical movement, like I can move from one place to another place, that is showing the locomotion, okay. So even during dancing or other physical activities, there is a kind of voluntary type of movement or voluntary type of nature we can understand in the muscles. But here the involuntary nature, okay, that means this muscular tissue, that is the cardiac muscular tissue, they are not under the control of our will, okay. So what they are referred as involuntary in nature. Now next, they show slow contraction, okay, they show slow contraction, but it is rhythmic. Rhythmic in the sense, say when we look after the heartbeat, how they look like lub dub, such a movement is there within the heart, okay, it will contract, it will relax. So it is a kind of rhythmic. At the time of contraction as well as relaxation, there will be production of a sound, that is lub dub, it is in this way. So that sound, it is rhythmic, okay. So what we can say, that they show rhythmic contraction, okay, or they show slow rhythmic contraction, okay. The next, the fibers, okay, which fibers? This cardiac muscle fibers, okay. The fibers are with one or two nuclei. So we can say, okay, they consist of more than one or maybe having two nuclei, okay, like this. The next, this fiber, okay, or in this fiber, fatigue does not develop. Okay, now what is fatigue basically? What is fatigue? Fatigue means whenever our body do any kind of physical exercises or any kind of physical movement, after particular period of time, these muscles get weak. Why? Because there will be like lack of oxygen, okay, and due to lack of oxygen, our body undergoes fatigue. Okay, if lack of oxygen is there, there will be more carbon dioxide, okay, and if more carbon dioxide is there, okay, our muscles get what we say stiff after a particular period of time. Okay, so why it has a particular reason, because there will be deposition of certain chemicals, okay, within the body, so that lead to the fatigue. Okay, there will be certain pain again, we can see. So that is due to certain physical movements. But here in this type of muscles, as they are slow but showing the rhythmic movement, okay, they like they never stop, right? So there is a non-stop movement in this cardiac muscles. We can see our heart, it pumps regularly. Does it calm down? No, it will not calm down. Why? Because it is a function so that we are surviving, right? So these muscle fiber do not get fatigue at all. Okay, now next let's see the structure. Okay, let's talk of the structure. So here I'll draw the structure, just you look after it. Okay, or you can also refer to the textbook diagram. Okay, within the textbook the diagram has been given of this muscle fiber. Okay, so here you can see the muscles, okay, they are joined or they are branched, they are branched. So here you can see the branching within these muscles. Okay, there will be presence of a dark as well as light bands. Okay, so here the dark bands can be seen. Okay, then it is having the nucleus. Okay, large dense nucleus will be seen. Okay, at, or it may be one or two in number. Okay, this is a nuclei. Then it may have the light striations. Okay, it may have the light striations. Like this, it may have the light striations. Then So this is how the muscular tissue looks like. Okay, so here the cardiac muscles, okay, will have the dark bands and the light bands. These are referred as the striations. Okay, these are called striations and may have the one or two nuclei. Okay, so we'll write nuclei. Then these are called striations, or yes, these are called striations. Okay, then yes, these are the junctions. Okay, these are the junctions or intercalated disc. Okay, so wherever it is here, these are the intercalated disc, okay, which are present at the junctions. Okay, so these intercalated disc, what they do, they help in the binding of the muscle fibers to each other. So this is about the structure of the cardiac muscle. Okay, this is the structure of cardiac muscle fiber. You can draw this structure, okay, by pausing the video. The next we'll be talking of the another type of muscle, that is the skeletal muscle, and we'll look after their function as well as the structure. Okay, you can pause the video and note down the points. Okay, then we'll move further. The second type of tissue, it is, or the second type of muscular tissue is the skeletal muscle. Skeletal muscle. Okay, now the name itself indicates this type of muscle fibers, they are attached to the skeleton. They are attached to the skeleton. Okay, they are attached to the skeleton. So what the name is given, they are skeletal muscles. Okay, except diaphragm. Except diaphragm and tongue muscle. Even though tongue muscle is also a skeletal muscle, but it is not attached to any kind of bone. And the diaphragm, which is just below the rib cage, okay, when we breathe, okay, as well as exhale, at that time we can see the movement in the diaphragm. Okay, so that diaphragm is also not having any kind of skeleton, okay, or it is not attached with the bone. Okay, the next, just a second. Yes, the next, the sarcolemma is well defined. Now, what is that sarcolemma? Sarcolemma is nothing but the plasma membrane. So, plasma membrane in case of skeletal muscle is well defined. Okay. The next, the muscle fibers are cylindrical, unbranched, and in bundles. So, okay, so these muscle fibers, they are cylindrical. It is similar to the cardiac muscles. Then they are unbranched. Okay, so we cannot see the branches. Okay, means in case of cardiac muscle we have seen the branches. Okay, here we don't see branches, but they are in bundles. Okay, so it is present in the bundles. When we look after the structure, we'll understand it. The next, fibers are striated. Okay, because of presence of striations onto the skeletal muscle, the skeletal muscles are also called as the striated muscle fibers. Okay, so which are striated with the with dark and light band, dark and light band. Okay, so there are presence of there is a presence of light as well as dark band. Okay, which can be seen on these muscle fibers. The next, they are voluntary in nature. They are voluntary in nature. That means we can regulate their activity. Okay, we can regulate the activity of this type of muscle fibers. Okay, so whenever we need to throw a ball to a distance, at that time we can make an action like this and we can throw. Okay, so that is a voluntary, means we are regulating this type of movement, and this type of movement is regulated with the help of this muscle fiber, that is the skeletal muscles. Okay, now next point, contraction is quick. Contraction is quick. So we can contract or we can see the contraction in this type of muscle fiber is quick. Okay, the next, fibers are multinucleated. Okay, fibers are multinucleated. In this type of muscle fibers, we can see there will be presence of many different nuclei, okay, within these structures. The next, fatigue is developed. So after a particular period of time, after doing any kind of physical exercises for longer period of time, these muscle fibers undergo fatigue. Okay, so this fatigue will lead to the stiffness within the muscles. Okay, so in Hindi or Marathi we call thakan. Okay, that is the fatigue. Basically, it is similar to that fatigue. Okay, so this is about the skeletal muscles. Now let's see the structure of the skeletal muscle. Okay, how do the skeletal muscle look like? Okay, so they are cylindrical. Okay, they are cylindrical. And formed in the bundles. are formed in the bundles. So here you can see the cylindrical structure. Okay, and here these regions which I have drawn here, okay, they consist of the nucleus. Okay, so they have the nucleus over here. Okay, and they will have the striations. There will be many number of striations can be seen over here. Okay, which will be in the form of light as well as dark band. Okay, so such light and dark striations can be seen in this type of muscle fiber. Everywhere such a structures can be seen. And these do not have the intercalated disc as they are unbranched. Okay, so such a structure can be seen under skeletal muscles. So these are the very important point about the skeletal muscles. Okay, just pause the video and note down these points and draw the diagram. Okay, so this will be the structure which will be representing these many points. The next, apart from this, we have another type of muscle, that is the smooth muscle, which is also called as the visceral muscles. Okay, so you can pause the video and note down the points. We'll deal with the another type of muscle fiber. Okay, the next, that is the third category of muscular tissue, that is the smooth muscle, or which is also called visceral muscle. Visceral muscle. Okay, now what is the smooth muscle or visceral muscle? See, smooth muscles are those muscles which are found around the visceral organs. Now what are visceral organs? The organ which are found in the abdominal region. Okay, this is the thoracic part in the chest region. Next to that is the abdominal part, which includes the stomach. Okay, so here this part consists of the visceral muscles or the smooth type of muscles. Now why we are calling smooth or visceral? Because see, this type of muscle are also involuntary. We cannot regulate the movement of such type of muscles. Okay, so what they are? Smooth again. Now if you talk of the intestine or the intestinal muscles, okay, right, we have the large and the small intestine. Here these intestinal muscles, they are again smooth muscles. Okay, so we cannot regulate their activities. Okay, we cannot regulate or we cannot control it, right? So it is not under the control of our will. Now here we will start with it, that is they are present in visceral organs like gut. Okay, then again they are found in the blood vessels and urinary bladder. Okay, so this is the location of the smooth muscle where the organs like gut, blood vessels and the urinary bladder. Okay, this is what the location of the smooth muscles. Okay, the next, the sarcolemma is not well defined. Okay, what is sarcolemma? That is the cell membrane. It is not well defined. Okay, the next, the muscle fibers okay, shows fusiform or spindle shaped comma unbranched and solitary structure. Okay, so structurally this type of fibers are fusiform or they are the spindle shaped. Spindle shaped in the sense the first fiber we have discussed about it. Okay, so that will be like this. Okay, spindle shape. So such a structure can be seen in case of these muscle fibers, which are smooth muscle fibers. The next, they are unstriated. They are unstriated. Okay, or dark and light bands are absent. Okay, or light and dark band are dark and light band are absent. So what? So they are called smooth muscles. Okay, here as we can also see, we cannot regulate their activity, as well as they are found in the visceral organs and they do not have the striations onto it. So what we also call them as a smooth muscle. Okay, so due to the absence of striations. Okay, the next, these are involuntary in nature. That means we cannot regulate their activity by our own will. Okay, so that is called involuntary nature. The next, contraction is slow. Contraction is slow The next, fibers are uninucleated. Fibers are uninucleated. That means they consist of single nuclei. Okay. And finally, fatigue does not develop. Okay, so here also we can see there is no development of the fatigue within this type of muscles, as we know that most of the muscles, they are helping in the digestion. Okay, so digestion is a long process, it takes place within the body. Okay, and it has a longer duration, so the muscles are active for longer period of time, and due to which they don't undergo fatigue also. Okay, the next, this is about the smooth muscles. Now let's see the structure. Okay, structurally they are spindle shaped. Okay, and you can draw such a structure. Okay, many different such a cells, spindle shaped structure with a single nuclei. Okay, that will be in the central part. Okay, so that will be the structure which is representing, and due to absence of striation, these are called smooth muscles. Or smooth muscle fibers. Okay, these are the smooth muscle fibers, and they consist of a nucleus, that is a single nucleus. Okay, so you can draw this structure and note down these points. Okay, see, if you are having any kind of difficulty in understanding all these concepts, you can text me onto the WhatsApp. Okay, and one thing you have to do is you have to I'm giving you an assignment. You have to make a comparison or a comparative points between these three different types of muscular tissue. Okay, we have to make in a column and send it to me on the WhatsApp. Okay, this will be your homework. The next, apart from this, we will discuss about certain antagonistic set of skeletal muscles. Okay, so we'll rub this point and we'll start with that another. So give the heading antagonistic set or antagonistic sets of skeletal muscle. Okay, so let's see what it consists of. Okay, so there are different types of skeletal muscles which are having this antagonistic effect. So first, okay, it is an extra point which can help you to solve the questions within the NEET exam. Okay, so flexor and extensor muscles. Okay, flexor and extensor muscles. Now what are these flexor and extensor muscles? See, flexor means it is about the triceps. Okay, so here onto the upper arm you can see the triceps are there. Okay, and in front side there is biceps. So the flexor are the triceps and the extensor are the biceps. Okay, so you can write flexor. Okay, that is the biceps. Sorry, flexors are the biceps and extensors are the triceps. Okay, flexor, that is the biceps, is for bending and extensor, that is triceps, are for straightening, straightening. Okay, the arms, straightening the arms and straightening the arms at elbow, so see, that is the function, okay, of the flexor and the extensor muscle. Flexor for biceps, this one, and extensor for tricep, this one, towards the elbow, this part. Okay, the next is the sphincter and dilator. Sphincter and dilator. Muscles. Okay, sphincter and dilator muscles. Now, what is their main function? Sphincter reduces this. Sphincter reduces while dilator increases. Okay, dilator increases. Okay, so if we talk of the example, okay, sphincter type of muscle fiber, they go on reducing, and dilator type of muscle, they go on increasing. Okay, if we look after the example, okay, so here the example is the circular and radial muscles of iris. Okay, so where we can see such type of muscle, that is the sphincter and the dilator. Okay, the next, third one, that is the adductor and abductor muscles. Now, what exactly this adductor or abductor muscles are? Okay, so the adductor draws the limb towards the axis, okay, towards the body axis, okay, towards the body axis, whereas abductor takes them away. Okay, so these are the two different types of muscles again, adductor muscle and the abductor muscle. Okay, so adductor muscles, they draws limbs towards the body axis, and abductor muscle, they takes the limbs to away from them. Okay, so that is the difference between the adductor and the abductor muscle. Okay, the next fourth one, the levator and depressor, levator and depressor muscles. Now what are these levator and depressor muscles? See, levator muscles take the body part vertically upward. Okay, take the body part vertically upward. So we can write here, takes body part vertically upward. Okay, takes the body part vertically upward, while the depressor muscles, okay, they brings down, they brings it down. Okay, so to whom? That is the, it will bring the what we say, body parts, okay, in the downward direction. Okay, so that is the function of levator and depressor. Okay, then apart from this we have few more examples, so you can pause the video and note down this point, and we'll move towards the next, that is the fifth one. So the fifth type of antagonistic set of skeletal muscle is the protractor and retractor Okay, protractor and retractor muscles. Okay, so here we have two different types again. So what is this protractor muscle? Okay, the protractor muscles, okay, what they do, they take away the muscles. Okay, so they take away the, or they takes the organs forward. They takes organs forward and brings it its normal position, brings its normal position. Okay, then retractor brings them back. Okay, so whatever organs which have been put forward, okay, during any kind of activities, like if we talk of the muscular in the cardiac activity, okay, contraction, relaxation is there. So contraction can be with the help of the retractor, and relaxation will be with the help of protractor. Okay, you can consider that one also. So it brings them back. So basically you can also refer this type of muscles, they are found in the jaws. Okay, they are present in the jaws. So most probably we can write the example. Muscles of lower jaw, for to and fro movement. Okay, so muscles of lower jaw for to and fro movement. Okay, that is the example under protractor and retractor. The next, the sixth one, pronator and supinator, pronator and supinator. Now what is pronator and supinator? See, pronator brings about pronation and supination. Okay, so what is pronation here? See, when we look after the palm, this is the hand and this is the palm. Okay, when we look after the back portion of the palm, this portion of the palm, that means it is showing the pronation. And when we look after the front part of the palm, then it is showing the supination. Okay, so you can write here pronator, it brings palm background, okay, or the palm backward, and supinator brings the forward and upward, okay, type of activity. Here it brings palm backward and downward okay, like this. So backward and downward means like this. This is the position in case of pronator, and in supinator this will be the position. Okay, forward and the upward, okay, in this type. So that is the pronation and supination. These are the different antagonistic sets of the skeletal muscles. Now let's talk of the skeletal muscle fibers. Okay, two different types of skeletal muscle fibers can be seen. That is the red muscle fiber and the white muscle fibers. So you can pause the video and note down these points. Now give the heading skeletal muscle fibers. Okay, so there are in mammals as well as in birds. Okay, in mammals and the birds, that is they are homeotherms. These are functionally of two types. Okay, so you can write in mammals and birds, these are functionally of two types. These are functionally of two types. Okay, and which are those two types? That is the red muscle fiber and the white muscle fiber. Okay, these are the red muscle fiber and the white muscle fiber. The next, let's make two columns, okay, and note down their points. Okay, so here we'll write the red muscle fiber, red muscle fiber, and here white muscle fiber, white muscle fiber. Okay, so what is red muscle fiber and what it consisting of? Okay, so first point in this, these are thin, okay, and these are thick. Okay, the next, in them myoglobin is present. Myoglobin is present. Myoglobin is a type of protein, okay, which has the tertiary as well as quaternary structure. The next, in this myoglobin is absent, okay. The next, mitochondria are many. Third point, mitochondria are many, okay. Mitochondria are many, and in this mitochondria are few, okay. The next, fourth point, contraction is slow. Here contraction is fast. The next, here fatigue develops slow, or fatigue develops slowly, and here fatigue develops fast, or fatigue develops early. Fatigue develops early, okay. So this is about the red muscle fiber and the white muscle fibers, okay. Two different muscle fibers are there. And example is flight muscles in kite and back muscles in humans, okay. So this type of red muscle fibers, they are found in the flight muscles in the kites in the sense birds or the hawk, okay, larger birds. Then back muscles in human, where we can find the red muscle fibers. And here the example is flight muscles in house sparrow, okay, and eyelid muscles in humans, okay. So they are found in the flight muscles in house sparrow and eyelid muscles in humans. So this is what the location of this red muscle fiber and the white muscle fiber can be seen, okay. So this is about the detailed information of the muscular tissue. In the next part we are going to discuss about the nervous tissue, and we'll start with the structure of we'll discuss with the morphology and anatomy of the different animals, okay. So I hope you have understood all this concept. If you have any kind of difficulty, you can contact me or you can WhatsApp me your doubts, okay. Thank you.